Yeah, good morning. Today we will going to learn about JavaScript. JavaScript is a programming language of HTML and the web. So to program in HTML, we use JavaScript. Till now in HTML we haven't done any programming. Now to do programs, we use JavaScript. And JavaScript is easy to learn. Now we'll see about the JavaScript slowly with all examples. Why we need to study JavaScript? JavaScript is one of the three languages all web developers must learn. HTML is the first to define the content of web pages, then CSS to specify the layout of web pages. Already we have seen HTML, all the tags, we have seen all the attributes, we have seen in the earlier videos we have seen the complete tutorial on CSS. And now we'll learn about JavaScript to program the behavior of a web page. Where we have to write this JavaScript, we will see now. The JavaScript can change HTML content, and one of the many JavaScript HTML methods is getElement by ID. Means finding an HTML element with an ID and changing the element content. Now if you see a simple example, document.getElement by ID demo within parenthesis and within double quotes dot inner HTML is equal to hello JavaScript. So this is a simple example which prints hello JavaScript. When we try to execute this, actually where we have to write, this is first we write HTML, we will write body tag, then we have used here h2 heading tag. What can JavaScript do? Then we are using paragraph tag with ID. The ID is equal to demo. JavaScript can change HTML content. This is a message, and we have closed the paragraph tag. Then here we have creating a button. So for that we are using a button tag. Button type is equal to button. On click is equal to document.getElement by ID within double quotes demo dot inner HTML is equal to hello JavaScript within double quotes, and the button name is click me. So when we click that button, what happens is this on click event is activated, and this on click event will activate our HTML element called P, because we are identifying the element by ID. So in ID we have demo, so this demo both matches, and it will print inside our HTML page. So when we run this particular code, we will get what can JavaScript do, which we have written in heading, and for paragraph we have written JavaScript can change HTML content, and then the button is been created with click me. So when I click this particular button, I got hello JavaScript. If I again run, so in place of paragraph I will get my content hello JavaScript, which is what I have written here. Now we will see in depth about the JavaScript. So where actually we write JavaScript? In HTML, JavaScript code is inserted between script, open script tag and close script tag. So if you see the simple example, we'll write script tag, and in that we are using document.getElement by id, demo.innerHTML, my first JavaScript and closing script. Now if you see this particular program, we'll write HTML body heading PID is equal to demo. Here we haven't given anything and we have used script. This is JavaScript code, so we are returning inside the script tags. So document.getElement by id. So this document we are getting element by id is equal to demo. This demo and this demo is matching. .innerHTML is equal to my first JavaScript and closing script, closing body, closing HTML. When we run this, then we write JavaScript in the body, which is a heading tag, and my first JavaScript, which is the message we are given in the document.getElement by id. This document.getElement by id is same as our printf statement in C language. Now we will move further. So JavaScript is written in head or body. You can place any number of scripts in an HTML document. Scripts can be placed in the body or in the head section of an HTML page or in both. Then we can even write functions. We can use functions here. But in going in depth about that, we will see the basics. The basics of JavaScript display possibilities are: the JavaScript can display data in different ways. Writing into an HTML element using innerHTML, then writing into HTML output using document.write, writing into an alert box using window.alert or simply alert, writing into a browser console using console.log. Using innerHTML, already we have seen one simple example. Just we will write document.getElement by id, and that id we use any demo like that. So to access an HTML element, JavaScript can use the document.getElement by id, and within parentheses we use the id of any HTML element, and that particular method we use. So the id attribute defines the HTML element here. The inner HTML property defines the HTML content. So that we have seen. We see another example using that. HTML body h1 first web page, p my first paragraph, PID is equal to demo /p, and we write our HTML code in script. So we have written script tag and document.getElement by id demo. This demo is matching. dot inner HTML is equal to 5 plus 6. This is what we have written. So actually 5 plus 6 is 11. We will get 11 as the output. Closing script, closing body and closing HTML. If you run this particular code, and this is our program, you will get my first web page, my first paragraph, and we are given 5 plus 6, so we got 11. Now if you change whatever, you will get, if you write 5 plus 5, and if you run this program, you will get 10. So whatever data you want to write here, you can write. If you only just want to print your name, within double quotes you will write. Now if I run the program, I got my name. So this is about outputting the HTML. Now there is another way. Instead of using inner HTML, there is another way is using document.write. How to write that? We will see example. Again we have to write HTML body, h1 tag and p tag, script, document.write 5 plus 6, close script, close body and close HTML. If you run this particular code, here HTML body, in h2 we have written my first web page, in p tag we have written my first paragraph. We never calls document.write after the document has finished loading. It will override the whole document. In script we have written document.write 5 plus 6, and then we are closing the script tag, closing body tag, closing. If we run this particular program, we got 11, and whatever message we have typed, that we got. Now if I don't want this, if I want my name, I just erase that and I will write my name. Now if I run my code, see, I got the name. Now we will see in depth how to use all these things. What are the different statements available? How to use that particular statements. So JavaScript statements means how to declare a variable, how to initialize value to a variable, what actually a variable is. A JavaScript statement can be anything. So the JavaScript statements are composed of values, operators, expression, keywords and comments. So this statement tells the browser to write anything inside an HTML element with ID. Most JavaScript programs contain many JavaScript statements, and the statements are executed one by one in the same order as they are written. And semicolon separates JavaScript statements. You have to add a semicolon at the end of each executable statement. Now if we see how to declare a variable, for declaring variable we have to use var, a comma b comma c, semicolon. So we have declared 3 variables here with the name abc, and we are assigning value to a is equal to 5, b is equal to 6, and c is equal to a plus b is to add or to do sum of that particular 2. So we have seen the syntax. Variable xyz, x is equal to 5, y is equal to 6. z is equal to x plus y. This is declaring variable, assigning values to the variable, and this is computing the values. So the JavaScript values are of two types: fixed values and variable values. Fixed value and variable value. Fixed values are called literals. Variable values are called variables. Now what are literals? JavaScript literals. The most important rules for writing fixed values are: numbers are written with or without decimal. 10.50, 1001 is the example of literals. In the earlier program we have written 5 plus 6, that is also a literal. Then strings we can write within double quotes or within single quotes. Now the JavaScript variables. In a programming language, variables are used to store data values, and JavaScript uses the var keyword to declare variables. An equal sign is used to assign values to variable, and if you see example, variable x means only one variable is declared, and we have assigned the values x is equal to 6. JavaScript expressions. An expression is a combination of values, variables and operators which computes to a value. The computation is called an evaluation. For example, 5 into 10 evaluates to 50. So we have written document.write 5 plus 6. That is one expression. Or we can even write document.getElement by id within parentheses within double quotes demo.innerHTML is equal to 5 plus 6. That is also an expression. An expression can also contain variable values x into 10. The values can be of various types such as numbers and strings. For example, this John plus, just to give the space we use this. JavaScript keywords. JavaScript keywords are used to identify actions to be performed. The var keyword tells the browser to create variables. So whenever we write var, it will create variables and it will assign some space for that. And you can write comments in JavaScript also. We use double slash or we use slash star and star slash, which is treated as a comment. Here comments are ignored and will not be executed, as we all know that. Variable x is equal to 5, it will be executed. Slash slash. Variable x is equal to 6, it will not be executed. We will see whether this happens or not. Here we have written a program, HTML body h2 PID is equal to demo script variable x is equal to 5. Double line means it's a comment, so this will not be executed. So document.getElement by id, if I write x here, closing script, closing body, so when I am writing x here, I will get 5. See, I executed, I got output as 5. Now to get 6, what I have to do? Simply I have to remove this double slash and I have to give double slash here. If I run the code, you observe the output, then I got 6. So if you write double quotes, means it is a command, it will not be executed. Or else, if you see that double quotes are written, see, 6 is changed to 5. Now similarly you can use slash star, and at the rate I have to use star slash. Now if I run the program, I got only 5. Now if I remove this, if I add here, slash star, let us see, only we have declared but we haven't given. So what will the default value? So default value is undefined. So x we have declared but we have not given any value. Initialization is not done, so it has given undefined. Why? Because I have given it in comments, even though I have defined, but I have given comments, so that is not considered, means it is not executed. So x I got as undefined. Now if I remove that, and if I add here, then I will get answer as 6. So this is about the comments. Now what are the different JavaScript identifiers? Identifiers are nothing but names. In JavaScript, identifiers are used to name variables and keywords and functions and labels. The rules for legal names are much the same in most programming languages. In JavaScript, the first character must be a letter or an underscore or a $sign. Subsequent characters may be letters, digits, underscore or $sign. And here, numbers are not allowed as the first character. And JavaScript is case sensitive. So all JavaScript identifiers are case sensitive. The variable last name and this last name are two different variables because their n is capital, here n is small. And here JavaScript does not interpret capital letters VAR, capital VAR as the keyword var, because it's a case sensitive. Hyphens are not allowed here. We should not use hyphens here because hyphens are used for subtraction. That's why we have to use underscore. So we can use uppercase followed by lowercase or lowercase followed by uppercase, and both uppercase or both lowercase if there are multiple words. And if you see about the JavaScript character set, it uses the Unicode character. Unicode covers almost all the characters, punctuations and symbols in the world of JavaScript. Now we will see about operators. There are many operators in JavaScript. The first operator is arithmetic operator. We all know that arithmetic operators are used to perform arithmetic on numbers. So the operators we use is plus for addition, minus for subtraction, star for multiplication, double star for exponential, slash for division, percentile for modulus or remainder, plus plus for increment, and minus minus for decrement. This is about arithmetic operators. And then assignment operators. It assigns values to JavaScript variables. And the operators is first operator is equal to, and example is x is equal to y. Then second is plus is equal to, we will write x plus is equal to y, which is nothing but x is equal to x plus y. But when we are using assignment operator, we never write x is equal to x plus y, better we write as x plus is equal to y. And then minus is equal to, and if you see the example, it is x minus is equal to y. Star equal to x star is equal to y. Slash equal to x slash is equal to y. Percentile is equal to x percentile is equal to y. Star star is equal to x star star is equal to y. Actually this is what assignment operators, which is equal to this, but this should not be used. We have many string operators also. Among them is the plus operator. The plus operator is used to concatenate two strings. Suppose if you are having two first name and last name, to use that we use a plus operator. In strings and number, if you add, what happens? Adding two numbers will return the sum, but adding a number in a string will return a string only, because it acts like a concatenation. If you see this example, variable x is equal to 5 plus 5, means you will get 10. Variable y is equal to within double quotes 5 plus 5, means here 5 will be treated as a string. So you will get 55, because the first 5 is treated as a string. And then variable z is equal to hello plus 5. Hello is a string, and plus 5 it won't add because it's string plus number, so we'll get hello 5. So adding a string plus number will become a string. Next operator is comparison operator. Is equal to, which we call it as equal to. We have three equals also, equal value and equal type. Not equal also we are having. Not double equal we are having. Greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, question mark. All these are different comparison operators. Then logical operators of JavaScript are and, we call it as logical and, logical or, and logical not. Then another operators are type operators. Type of operator, which returns the type of a variable. Instance of, it returns true if an object is an instance of the object type. Then we have another operator called bitwise. Bitwise operators works on 32-bit numbers. Operator we use and. Description we use as and. Example is 5 and 1, means here 5 will be converted to binary value. As you know that 5 binary value is 0 1 0 1, and if you are doing with 1 is treated as 0 1. The result is, it will check 1 and 1 1 0 0 0 1 0, and we will simply say like a multiplication. So we will get resultant 1. and the decimal value is 1. And the logical AND is there. The first one, logical OR, only one symbol we'll use. Then logical, instead of calling logical AND, we call it as bitwise AND, bitwise OR. Then we say NOT symbol, then XOR, then left shift, right shift, and zero fill right shift. And this is the simple example on that. Here, whatever value we write will be converted to binary, and then it will compute. We'll see examples on all these operators one by one. Now this is about bitwise operators. Before doing what are the different data types, we'll see. JavaScript data types. JavaScript variables can hold many data types like numbers, strings, objects, and more. So variable length is equal to 16 means it's a number. Variable last name is equal to, within double quote Johnson is a string because we have used double quotes. Variable x is equal to, within flower bracket, first name colon, giving some name as John, comma, last name colon, within double quotes do, and then closing double quotes, closing flower bracket, semicolon. This we call it as an object. Already we have seen this. So what it is saying is, if we compute or if we add a string with a number, it will give what? The resultant is a string. That is, we will get here variable x is equal to Volvo plus 16. The output what we will get is Volvo 16. Now in your writing here, variable x is equal to 16 plus 4 plus Volvo means we will get 20 Volvo. And if we write like this, variable x is equal to Volvo within double quotes plus 16 plus 4, we will get Volvo 16 4. Now how to use this arithmetic operators we will see. We will write the program. Now here I created a simple arithmetic operation. We'll just save this in our working folder, arithmetic operation.html. We'll just save it as HTML. We won't use .js as extension for JavaScript, because all these things we are doing in a HTML page. We are using HTML code, all these things. Now we'll run here. What we have written is HTML body, h1 we have written as arithmetic operation, and then close h1 tag, PID is equal to demo /p, and then open script, variable x is equal to 100 plus 50, document.getElement by id demo. So this demo and this one should be same, but inner HTML is equal to x. Then /script, the script tag is open, we have to close that, then closing body and closing HTML. Now if I execute this particular program, c:/wd/ io.html. See, I got the output arithmetic operation 150. Now we'll perform all the operations. Instead of writing this, we'll use all the things here now. Variable x we'll write as 100, then we'll write variable y is equal to 200, and to store that we'll use another variable z. Then later we have to write the formula, z is equal to x plus y. Now instead of writing this, what I will do is I'll write document dot write. Now when I am using document dot write, no need of this PID. Even though if you write, nothing happens. Document dot write, open parenthesis, z close semicolon, then z is equal to x minus y document dot write z, then z is equal to x into y document dot write z semicolon. And what are all different arithmetic operations we are having? Slash percentile z is equal to x by y document dot write z is equal to x percentile y document dot write z, then z is equal to x exponential with 3. Document dot write z. Now x plus plus. We cannot write x plus plus y, that's the increment operator. Then document dot write z, then z is equal to y minus minus document dot write z. Now we'll save the program, Control S. Now if I execute our program, see, this is what we got. So this is not understandable output. What is actually the, for which we are getting the output, it is not clear. So we will just apply some decorations to our program. So here we will write shift, we'll just copy this, Control C, in double quotes, I'll write here H1 addition close H1. We'll see whether we got it or not. Just save it. Yes, we got it. Now we'll use this Control C. Subtraction. Control V. Multiplication. Division, then modulus, then exponential, then increment, decrement, just save it, and then we'll add some more. Use a plus, we'll use a break tag here. We use break tag, why? Because we use break tag, we'll get all the things in the next line. We use plus here for concatenation to be performed. Plus control V. For faster thing I am using shortcuts, control C, control V. I'll just save the program and then execute. See, my program, I got the output with the decoration. Arithmetic graph. First addition I got 300, subtraction I got minus 100, multiplication, division, modulus, exponential, increment, decrement. We can make more decorative, that we will see in the next video. Thank you.